So here we have the opening scene of Fast and Furious 7.
They say if you want to glimpse the future, just look behind you. I used to think that was bollocks. Now I realize. You can't outrun the past. When we were kids, we start fights with the toughest bastards in the yard. But I was the one with to step in and finish him. You'd steal from the corner shop. But it was me who braved the old man's belt. I'd hoped you'd outgrown it. That playing the gangster made you harder, smarter, better. But deep down, I guess I always knew you'd end up like this, despite everything I did teach you. Still, you're my flesh and blood, so you remain. I crossed the bear. Rest now, little brother, while I sell you one last score. Take care of my brother. Anything happens to him, come back looking for you.
War for war, bodies that hit the ground. You ready for us, cause it's about to go down. Push him to the left, push him to the right, load the choppers up, hit them on sight, I ain't never ran from a gunfight. This is you and me, mano y mano, you're damn right.
Don't act like you don't know. Know what I came for. Too late to turn back. This is the payback. Yeah. You take one, I take one. You can't hide, you can't run. Too late to turn back. This is the payback. Yeah.
Here, hold this.
Don't act like you don't know. Know what I came for. Too late to turn back. You take one, I take one. You can't hide, you can't run. Too late to turn back. This is the payback.
The narrative is the director's way on introducing one of the main characters over a London backdrop. The narrative voice is British, and due to the low pitch of it indicates that the voice belongs to a male. Furthermore, some of the audience might recognise whose voice it is, due to the person is famous for his low pitch of voice, causing the voice to be recognisable. This immediately creates star appeal as it brings in a certain spectator to the film, and this can also link to the typecast, as Statham normally stars in action or thriller films, meaning it brings in people who follow or like Statham in these types of generic movies. The low pitch of the character's voice signifies that the person is mysterious and dangerous, which reflects on the character, helping the audience to establish the characters using their own interpretations. The dramatic monologue creates an identity of the character so that the audience can have a better understanding of the character. The monologue is quite threatening, meaning that the audience know that he is dangerous and maybe signifying that he is the main antagonist of the film. The narrative of the opening sequence links to the conventional theory of the introduction to the main characters. This signifies to the audience the characters they will be relating to for the rest of the film. The main cast and crew and the introduction to main characters continued. In the opening scene, we have an introduction to the main antagonist as we see Jason Statham in the hospital talking to his brother who is hooked on an incubator, signifying to the audience that he might be taking up some sort of vengeance on the main family of the franchise. Names like Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, Jason Statham come up on the screen. This helps the audience to know who is in the film at the start of it. The names of the main cast and crew go up on the screen while the camera follows Statham out of the hospital, and the typography is white, bold, and capitalized. It is also streamlined and it has a sharp font, reflecting the theme of the cars in the film. Also, the font is part of the iconography of the Fast and Furious film franchise, as we see the same font for all of the other films. It helps the audience to connect with the film more as they can relate to it, causing them to ease into the film. The names of the actors also link to typecast and star appeal. The names of the main cast and crew go up on the screen while the camera follows Statham out of the hospital, and the typography is white, bold, and capitalized. It is also streamlined and it has a sharp font, reflecting the theme of the cars in the film. Also, the font is part of the iconography of the Fast and Furious film franchise, as we see the same font for all of the other films. Also, the rapid movement of the names coming onto the screen helps to give the audience an insight of what the film is about: fast speeding cars. The director does this so the audience get a sense of the fast cars during the opening sequence, because there is no on-screen cars until the end of the scene, helping to confirm to the audience that cars will be involved with the film, as there is no indication to the vehicles in the first 3 minutes of the film. Information regarding to the mood and tone. At the beginning of the scene, the bleeping when the location typography appeared was a sound like a computer countdown clock bleeping, signifying to the audience that trouble might be approaching. It also is a common sound used in thriller films. The non-diegetic noise is tense as the string instruments build up tension and suspense as you would normally hear it when something is going to be revealed, followed by action scenes. This helps to keep the audience focused on that scene at hand. The background diegetic noises of the ambulances help to signify to the audience that the scene is set near or in a hospital, giving them more information about the scene. The non-diegetic sounds then speed up, signifying that some action is going to happen as the fast tempo adds to the suspense before the reveal. Then a natural song from the soundtrack of the film is played as the character walks out of the hospital ward. This creates promotion of the artist in the scene. The lyrics incorporate words like "this is the payback," confirming to the audience that Statham's character is looking for revenge, signifying to the audience more information to understand what is actually going on in the scene. Indication of place, setting. At the beginning of the opening scene, there is a shot of Tower Bridge, the Shard and the Gherkin. This classic iconography rapidly tells the audience that the opening scene is set in London. There is a medium bird's view shot of the capital. This shot is confirmed for the audience. The words London, England appear at the bottom left of the screen, shortly after the following shot. There is not a film title in the first 3 minutes of the opening sequence to define the conventional ideas of an opening scene. This can reflect on the film as it enthralls the audience more into the film, creating fluidity from one scene into another, match on action. Indication of a historical period. The setting and props is a key signifier of the 21st century by the advanced hospital technology that is on screen near the beginning of the opening sequence, further indicating that the character on the hospital bed is in a serious condition, and this is signified by the tubes attached to Shaw, the comatose character, and the multiple machine screens surrounding him, and the diegetic sounds of the beeping incorporates the audience in it, so they get a real sense of reason. And also, at the end of the scene, Deckard, Statham's character, gets a streamlined pure white car, 2014 Jaguar F-Type car. Further on, indicating that the film is set in the recent year, that's just it. Some audience members are avid automobile fans, and they might know the type of car, brand, type, meaning these things that the audience is in general. Definitely confirms to the viewers that the historical period is more than the first century. Information regarding to the genre. The opening scene of the film follows nearly all of the common conventions of an action thriller. Just the first scene has explosions and crashes, a big city as a setting, weapons, i.e. guns and grenades, killings, especially death of loved ones, introduction of the villainous characters, and mass destruction. James Wan, the director, is able to incorporate most of these conventions in the opening sequence due to the way the scene is filmed. It's filmed like a revelation of how the character has destroyed the entire hospital. In the scene, the camera is following Deckard out of the hospital using medium shots and panning, creating an experience for the audience, making them feel like they are in the actual scene, drawing them into the film. Another idea why one used most of the conventions at the beginning of this action thriller is because it is the 7th installment of the Fast and Furious film franchise. He has to open it in an extraordinary way to make the audience feel comprised with the scenes for the rest of the film. Thank you very much, and this is the end of my analysis video of Fast and Furious 7.